Hey folks, this is Rick Shaw here again, coming to you from the Philippines, and it's a beautiful sunny day today, and I just want to talk a little bit about the expats here in the Philippines. One of the things I'd like to recommend to anybody who comes here, stay away from anybody who has anything to do with dope. Even if you're not going there to do dope or anything like that, if you are with them and the police are watching them and they have any kind of a raid and you just happen to be there, you're going to jail with them. And we have a friend that wasn't a doper, just happened to be in a house. Police were watching a house. They came in. That was 3 years ago, and she's still in jail. So, and she's not a doper. So, that's one of the things you got to watch out. Watch out going to parties too. If you don't know the people at the party. We had a friend of ours, kid was at a party, and one of his friends from time past happened to be there, and he came up with a little zip gun and shot him in the head and killed him. Uh, you know, Best to shy away from anything like that. If you feel like you want to do some drinking, do it with your close friends here in the Philippines, which you'll have a lot of them, nice people. I've found a lot of nice people here in the Philippines, and the ones to shy away from. You can look at them and pretty much see who's a jerk and who's not. So that's something to think about if you come here. I don't go to bars. Just not a place I want to be. There was a fellow here in the Philippines. He went in a bar. He got in an altercation with somebody, and the guy pulled out a gun, shot him in the head, and killed him. It's just crazy. We also we know of a fellow who was a borrower of money, and we went driving by. It was our friend's mechanic, and he was driving by. We were going there, and he's dead on the street. Somebody, riding in tandem, guys pulled up behind him because he owed money and popped him in the head and it probably what we would think in the West is a super small amount. I mean, they'll shoot you for $100 here. I mean, it's that crazy. So you got to be careful of that. There's a lot of things you have to really watch out for when you're here, like when you're driving. Watch out. I was personally in a motorcycle accident, my first one in all my years of riding, other than on the dirt. I crashed there a few times, but never really gotten any kind of motorcycle accidents. And this fellow just turned in front of me. I was doing about 60 kilometers per hour. He turned right in front of me. He had nowhere to go. He couldn't have gone, made a left turn in front of me to go anywhere. There was nowhere to go. And I hit him in the side, totaled my bike, took it up to the dealer, and the dealer, they stopped at like about 75%, saying, look, man, this thing's totally broke. 3 years going through the court system, you're not going to get a fair shake here. I got about 25% of what I was asking for, and the guy still never paid it all to me. The judges here, you get in any kind of a problem here, it's going to be biased towards the Filipino. They all think we're rich here. I live here in the Philippines. I'm by no means rich in any way, and they just think you are. They think you just got all this money in the world, and so you got to watch out for that. Be careful if you drive here. It's a crazy thing to drive in. It's just amazing how they drive here. It's free for all. They do not follow the rules when they drive here. Oncoming lanes, you'll be coming down the road, and they'll be filling your 2 lanes coming up, trying to pass everybody, and you're stuck. So you got to watch out for that. They will just pull out in front of you. So be wary of that. If you're an expat coming here to live, be very careful in your driving, because if you do get in an accident, you're not going to get a fair shake. It's just not going to happen. Didn't happen to me, so I felt that I was just wronged. I was just wronged so much. But they're going to be biased towards the Filipino. A lot of other things go on in this country. I got my little daughter in school. She speaks fluent Tagalog and she speaks fluent English. And she's in school, and all her grades are fantastic. She's doing really good, except her English, she's almost failing. I gotta look a little more into her books. I don't know what they're trying to teach her. I did look at one time, and they were trying to teach them diphthongs. I remember, I think they were teaching me that like in 5th grade or something, and that's something you forget. What the hell are they wasting time on that for? It's just, they're not native English speakers, so I guess they don't know what to teach, and she's failing English, go figure. So that's another funny thing that happens here. But I don't know, it's a beautiful day, and got my little car here we run around in. I did a review on that for you guys here a while back, and just around the neighborhood. I got some time today because my wife and daughter they're out shopping. She's got a Christmas party tomorrow, so she's got to get some shoes for that. Me, I have a tough time with shoes. If you come here to the Philippines and you have a size over size 12, you can forget getting shoes anywhere. I have a size 14. I have a good friend from the States named Tom. He has sent me many pairs of shoes. And I know the shipping was killing him, but he did it anyway. He's a good buddy. Tom, thanks, man. But he sent me a bunch of size 14 shoes, which if you go to any government thing, like I had to do all my paperwork to become a permanent resident here, follow the rules, guys. You have to go in these places. You have to have long pants on and shoes. You can't go in tongs and shorts. You know, you can't do Florida style. You know, you gotta follow the rules here. Just be nice to the folks that you meet. You run into security guards or anything like that, and they want to go through your bags, just do it, man. Just let them do their thing. They're doing their job. They don't get paid much. I mentioned this in a little video blog. It wasn't the best quality, but I mentioned that before. Treat these security guards that they have everywhere. You're going to be surprised when you come here, because you go into McDonald's or Jollibee or anything, they got security guards at the door. You know, you go into any mall, you know, they're going to look under your car for bombs with their mirrors. You walk inside, they're going to go through your bag. They're going to hit you with a metal detector. They're going to pat you down, kind of. Some of them worse than others. Me, I've been into a couple places in the mall. They're pretty cool with me, but I've also had some that just don't like foreigners. And I mean, man, they grab me on my willy. You know, it's amazing. But you gotta get used to that. This is their country, and they do things their way, and it's best to follow their rules. Even though most Filipinos, when it comes to the rules, they don't follow. But if you get into any kind of a problem here, you're gonna lose. Okay, guys, it's what I've seen. You're a foreigner. You're not gonna fare well. So best to keep your nose clean, and you know, don't have any problems with the peoples here. You know, I like it. I like the Filipino people. They're some of my best friends. Since I've been here, I've met some foreigners. I actually have one foreigner one day. I was standing on the corner where we used to live, just enjoying the sunshine, which I like to do, get my vitamin D. And don't wash it off, though. You got to let it soak in for a day or so. But I saw this fellow over across the street, and I said, "Hey, man, how you doing?" And he come walking over, "Oh, hi," and he told me his name, and immediately asked me where he could buy drugs. No, man, I'm sorry. I don't do drugs. You know, I don't know anybody who does either. And then he said, "Oh, well, hey, where can I get a good prostitute?" You know, and I'm like, "Hey, man, you know, when I was in America and I met Filipinos, it seems like the best quality Filipinos are coming there. And now that I'm here in the Philippines, the foreigners, especially from my own country, from America, it's like the lowest, sometimes the lowest quality are here. Now, don't get me wrong. I've met some pretty nice guys. There's a neighbor over here, American guy named Eric. Met him a couple times, talked to him. Real nice fellow. You know, I'm sure he's just fine. But boy, you run into some real just jerks. I've actually walked down and I've seen American people, and I'm a friendly guy. I say, "How you doing?" And I've actually had them just look away or ignore me. And it's like, what's that about? You know, what kind of person are you? You know, somebody comes up and says, "Hey, how you doing?" And they just totally, you're not there. You're a ghost. Very strange. Some of the foreigners that come here. But been around a good many places in this country. I've been through Leyte, been through Cebu, Davao, Mindoro, and it's a great place. You're going to run into some nice stuff. Just got to be careful, just like anywhere else. We went on a trip down to Mindoro, and we were coming back, and we got off the boat, and it was about 2 in the morning, and we missed our turn, and we're kind of lost in the dark. We're on our tricycle, and I had my little 5-month-old son and my little daughter, who was about 2.5 years old, and it was a cool night there in Tagaytay. So we were cruising along, and we didn't see anybody, and I knew we passed our turn. I wasn't sure where it was, and we saw some lights on, so we stopped. And a bunch of guys jumped out. We were asking directions to my wife in Tagalog, and they kind of like were surrounding the tricycle, and just my spidey senses started tingling like crazy, and my wife too. She grabbed the machete we had in the tricycle there, was going for it, and I just took off. Even though they were grabbing on the tricycle, I just gave her everything she had, a Honda TMX 150 and a custom-made tricycle, and we boogied out of there and got out of there. And then when we got up the road a little bit, I found the turn and we made her home safely. But these are things you got to watch out for. Nighttime, the creeps come out. It's like every country what happens. So just beware. We've been to a lot of nice places. We've been to some shows. You know, there's bowling here, anything you want. I'll do some videos on some of the malls here. There's some places where you go, it's like back in the 1800s when you get down to the Leyte and stuff. But it's modern here also. You know, there's a lot of nice things going on. I'm in a new neighborhood. We sold our old house, and now we're here. And I have to be honest, I've run into the neighbors here are just, man, they're just some super people. The fellow across the street is one of the nicest guys I ever met. And you know, if we go somewhere, he watches the house, because there are a lot of crooks here. You know, when I first moved into this country, we had they call it a dirty kitchen. There's a kitchen inside the house, and then there's a dirty kitchen which is outside. I guess you're gonna make smoky fish or something, doesn't stink up the house. And I hang my pots. So I made some hooks and I hung my pots. And there was a little fence there, but it didn't go all the way to the ceiling. And my wife says, hey, you better not put those pots out tonight. Somebody will steal them. And I said, it'll be all right. Tomorrow I'm going to put up some wire there so nobody can reach in. Got up the next morning, all my pots, some of my Cephalon pots that I shipped here, $80 a piece gone. I mean, they just took them. And then it wasn't too much later, a year or so later, I saw one of the neighbors, they were using it as a dog food bowl, an $80 pan, used it as a dog food bowl. So you just shake your head, and me, I just left it go. You know, it's like, my goodness. You got to watch here. They are sticky fingers. I lived in Western Pennsylvania, and you could leave your windows down. You could leave your sunglasses up on the dash, your cell phone there. You know, it's very rare anybody's going to take anything. Here, you leave your window down, just say goodbye right now. It's gone. And it's gone while you're walking away. I mean, they will take everything, so you got to be very wary of that. I had somebody cut my pocket open one time. I don't keep my money in my wallet. Walking down through the mall, and just came up. I felt something, turned around, and the dude boogied off, but the bottom of my pocket was cut out. I caught my wallet, but you got to watch. You got to watch here. They'll do that. They automatically think we're so rich. You know, that's just the big thing. You're a foreigner and you're rich. If you go to the stores too, I used to go to a little store when I first moved here. We bought a little house. My wife said, let's get this house, so we bought it. And we were living there, and I was going up to the, I smoked back then. I don't smoke anymore. But back then I smoked, and I was buying these Fortune cigarettes they sell here, which, they're okay. They're like a Marlboro, I guess. And they're cheap. Well, I was going there, and they were 10 pesos, which is about 20 cents in the U.S. each. And I was doing that for 3-4 months, and then a friend of mine came over, and he wanted to smoke. And I said, I'll walk up to the store and get him. He said, no, I'll go. So I gave him 10 pesos, just get me one. And when he come back, he gave me 8 pesos. And I said, what's the 8 pesos? He says, oh, those are only 2 pesos a piece. So for that whole 3-4 months, the store was charging me a ridiculous amount, and went back over there and said, man, what are you charging me like that for? Oh, you're a foreigner, you're rich. Came right out and said it. The lady came right out and said, well, you're a foreigner, you're rich. So they'll gouge you here. You got to watch. I go to the store, my wife is a master at getting a good deal. She haggles and she does that. But I got to hide. I went into a place one day and they had a really nice, like a man purse that I wanted. And price, my wife saw it was $640. And she haggled down to $640. Okay, great, that's wonderful. So it's going to be $640. Well, she didn't have any money on her, so I walked over with the kids, and the lady seen me, and immediately it went up to $1,500. And there was no dealing with her anymore. She didn't get the sale, but it was like boom, just like that. So this is what you're going to deal with when you come here. You got to really watch, haggle with these people when they come. We just got a wallet for our friend Haakon. I thought it would be a nice gift. He's going to be coming here from Sweden to visit, and this fella had these really nice wallets he was carrying around, and it, made in the Philippines, and it's a really nice one. It's not triple stitched or anything, but it's a nice wallet. Looks like it's going to hold up for many years. And immediately he come up and he wanted, I think he wanted at first 800 pesos or something like that, and no, I'm not paying that. That's ridiculous. 800 pesos, 16 bucks for that little wallet, leather wallet. And if it says Gucci on it or something, it'd be different. But it was made here, and just haggled with him. He was a fun-loving guy, so he allowed me to haggle. And my wife come over and she's like, "Let's get out of here," blah blah blah. And we got it for 150 pesos. So that was kind of cool. You can haggle with these guys. Now some of them we were after we bought the wallet. We were at a store and some other wallet dude walked up with the same wallet, and he wanted like $450 for it. And I'm like, nah, get out of here. I already bought one for $150. I'm not giving you that. And he was trying to sell other stuff and wasn't coming down on the prices because there was a couple other things I would have liked to got off him. But the first guy was gone, and some of them just won't deal. So just walk away because 10 more is going to show up. So that's just some of my little musings on life here in the Philippines. If you're from another country and you want to live here, I do. I can't see myself living anywhere else. I just love it here. My biggest number one thing that gets me, that one of the first things I noticed was there was a bunch of little kids. I was visiting, and there was a bunch of little kids playing in the living room. Grandma walked in and said, "Hey, come on, you got to go do this and that." And don't remember what she told them to do, but they immediately put all their toys away and jumped up and did exactly as they were told. How many places does that happen? And I know a lot of 20-somethings that they're the most respectful children. I truly believe it's because the family unit, a lot of families that they live together. Sometimes it's the father, the mother, the grandparents, the older sons with their wives, and it's a tight family unit here. When you go by the churches here, they're mainly Catholic here, but when you go by the churches on Sunday, they're packed. I mean, they're just absolutely packed. You can't get in. You're outside. They got speakers outside, all of them. And there's a lot of other churches. There's Churches of Christ. There's all different kinds. And I even had some Jehovah's Witness guys come around. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. I ain't gonna be, but they were some nice folks. I'm not gonna turn anybody away. I don't care. I don't care. And there's Muslims here too. I got a couple friends that are Muslims. I don't hate them by any means. I'm not gonna. They're nice folks. I personally don't believe what they believe, but something, they're on this earth the same as me. And I believe what I believe, and that's it. Can't see it going any other way. But that's just my musings today. I'll let you guys go, and hope you like, subscribe, share, leave a comment on something you'd like to see. I'm hoping to get a motorbike here soon, and I'm getting set up. I want to get a microphone for it and a mount and all this stuff so I can show you some of the beautiful countryside. I'm doing the best I can out of my vehicles. I'll make some more out of the cars so you can see this beautiful countryside. And there's my beautiful boy. Say hello, Maddie. Oh, he's hiding. That's my beautiful Matty boy. And you guys take care. Rickshaw out.